I'm Wolf Blitzer. This is CNN.
This month on Marketplace Asia, we're in Vietnam as the country ushers in a new era of tourism. Plus, we meet a Japanese couple who learned to make cheese on YouTube and now run a $60 million pizza empire.
We learn from the YouTube.
I'm Mark Stewart in Ho Chi Minh City here in Vietnam, and this is Marketplace Asia. This year, tourism bounced back. In the first 7 months of 2024, global travel returned to pre-pandemic levels. That's according to UN Tourism. Asian markets are playing a key role. The World Economic Forum expects global tourism to be reinforced by pent-up demand and growth here in Asia. Vietnam is one example of that. Tourism numbers here haven't just returned to pre-pandemic levels, they've surpassed them. I talked to the nation's tourism minister about the country's ambitious plans for the future.
In the first 7 months of the year, Vietnam welcomed over 10 million international tourists. If we look closely at the figures, China continues to hold a steady position among the top 10 markets, right behind South Korea.
Where are the new markets? What parts of the world are you trying to get more tourists from that you may not have reached out to in the past?
In developing tourism, Vietnam, like other countries, tends to maintain traditional customer bases and markets. However, the real progress lies in expanding to potential new markets. We're also tapping into the tourism industry through film. Hollywood is the biggest film industry in the world, so we're collaborating with them.
Vietnam's travel sector could grow further. The country has focused on easing visa requirements for inbound travelers and plans to have 30 airports by 2030, up from its current 22, a different picture to a couple of years ago.
What happened in Vietnam, it had a slow recovery in terms of tourism inbound after the pandemic. There was a lot of criticism about the slow recovery in terms of visa-free access. You know, you look at countries around the region like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, they were very, very quick to reactivate visa-free access for key markets like India, from China, from other destinations and markets around Asia Pacific. Vietnam was much slower to do that. But since then, you've seen the recovery of the demand for visiting to Vietnam, and two reasons for that. One, I think it has really strong destination appeal, particularly in the post-pandemic era. A bit like Thailand, it has this really intangible appeal to tourists. And you've also seen the airlines, particularly low-cost carriers like Vietjet, have been very aggressive in recovering their capacity, meeting new markets.
During the pandemic, there were visa restrictions, and it hurt the number of tourists coming to Vietnam. As you look back, do you think those restrictions hurt tourism numbers as we are in the current environment now?
In my opinion, each country should look back to the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic to learn valuable lessons. However, I share the same viewpoint as other countries. Since effective vaccines or optimal medical treatments had not yet been discovered, restricting visas to mitigate the spread of disease was understandable.
How important is visa-free travel in attracting tourists to come to Vietnam?
The Vietnamese government has been researching to remove barriers related to visa policies, and this is also a measurement to stimulate tourism. The 15-day visa has increasingly been adjusted to 30 days, and the 30-day visa has extended to be 90 days and could be renewed multiple times. In fact, a visa is just one aspect of attracting tourists, but it holds an important position. It is not the only facet. The key to a successful strategy for attracting visitors lies in creating unique tourism products that are highly competitive, affordable, and appealing to travelers. This combination is what truly makes a destination attractive.